Hello, loves, and welcome. So happy to be here with you all. I'm going to talk about the archetype of Gene Key 30 today. But before I do, I'd like to invite you to my free 3-day live series. It's called Practical Magic 3 Keys to Trust Yourself. We're going to cover how you move through basically the shadow to the gift. Not through a Gene Keys lens, but through a human lens. And so that you can apply this to any of your Gene Keys, anything that comes up in life, because it always does. And if you've been studying the Gene Keys for a while, you know that these archetypes are applicable everywhere and anywhere. So let's dive into Gene Key 30. And I'm going to do this a little differently than I have in my past videos. So I'd like you to take a moment and just close your eyes. Begin imagining a world where the sole focus is to end suffering, where the intention of every offering, movement, breath, relationship, and interaction is to be free from the reaching and the pushing and the pulling of being human. This is the gift of lightness. And it's very difficult for the mind to understand because the mind is a problem solver. That's what the mind does. The mind is always looking for problems and to get out of problems. To tap into lightness, it truly is about accessing a higher mind. So going beyond the mind that we exist in and day out, and accessing the mind that is connected to the divine, connected to the Creator, who holds the truth. Even if you have troubles accessing the truth or accessing peace, it's in you. The seed is in you. Because we look at this shadow, and the shadow is the shadow of desire. And desire is what propels us forward to make things better, to change things. And desire in itself is very normal. It's, in fact, built into us to desire things so that we make mistakes, so that we evolve. If you make a mistake in your life, it is actually much bigger than you. You are making that mistake for the collective consciousness so that we as a whole evolve. We are all intricately connected to each other. And so the shadow gets skewed when we don't remember that. When we are pushing and forcing for ourselves. And when we take what we want too seriously, when we doubt, when we control, and when we stifle our passion. Passion is a gift from the divine. And the passion allows us, if you think of an artist, whether they're a painter or a potter or a singer or a drummer, artists feel into this uniqueness that exists in us all and how the creation of their art shapes us as a collective and as an individual. And also, they show us how there's so much commonality in the mundane, how common we all are, as well as how much of a spark of God that we are. This is lightness. We are both. We are very much a part of everything around us, and we are also very precious and special. This gift, the gift of lightness, Richard Rudd calls it celestial fire. And it's really about this experience. It's about teaching or learning, through experience. We have to taste it. We have to feel it. We have to have hunger for it, to want it. That is that fire that exists in all of us. When I was in Mexico, in Tepoztlan, I accessed this celestial fire through a medicine, a toad medicine actually, called Bufo alvarius. And I'm not a plant medicine person, but God basically put this in front of me. And I truly got to experience through this toad medicine how it feels to be connected to absolutely everything, yet still feel your individuality. I like to say I merged with Creator down in Tepoztlan. And it really gifted me. I'm forever grateful for that, because it really gifted me the ability now to hold that truth, that what I desire doesn't control me. What I desire, I am not in reaction to. And what I desire is for not just me, but for the collective. It's for the purpose of our evolution. And you merge with everybody in that. You see the struggles of all of the different people in the world, and you start to see how that is a reflection of self. You start to see how what you're working on personally is also a reflection of them. We are a part of a grand ecosystem that is here to work in symbiosis with each other. So this also comes with joy. There's joy in lightness, of seeing that everything really is beyond our control, and all we can control is how we respond to life. That truly is all we can control. It's being able to see how the mystical unfolds, being to see how colorful life is and how silly life is. The other day I watched a screech owl out my window chase or try to hunt a squirrel. And it's so miraculous how life is. It's so miraculous how life just keeps moving and keeps going. And when we can let it go, it finds its rhythm. It falls into place. I'm just checking some other notes here. So this gift of lightness, it doesn't stop you from wanting, it doesn't stop you from desiring. But it does, because desire in itself is necessary for evolution, but it stops you grasping. There's an element of surrender about it that is very humbling, and the mind doesn't get it. The mind does not understand it. When I did this Bufo journey, I felt my mind clasping, my ego, my shadow, clasping tight to my identity, like my fist wrapping around myself. And when the medicine man came and started rattling and chanting, I was gone, but he came in. I could feel his energy and hear, right, the rattle. It was when that fist, that attachment to my identity, was able to release. And it was through that that I accessed that connection to Creator, where I was no longer in control. And when I wasn't in control, I touched into the infinite, the truth about who I am, who we all are. So that really gives us this wide angle lens. When we can tap into lightness, when we can let go of needing to control, we get to zoom out on life. We get to see the big picture. And in that, we receive freedom. That is where our freedom actually lives. And many people ask me, okay, so I talk about the gene keys and the shadows and the gifts, but how do you actually do it? Because the gene keys is very much of a contemplative practice. For myself, I have found that there's 3 things that are really necessary. First, your nervous system needs to be on board. Your body is here to house your soul. If your body is in reaction from past traumas, current stresses, it's going to have a hard time surrendering to allowing the soul to lead, because the body's sole function is to keep you in equanimity, in symbiosis, and to protect you, keep you safe from harm. So you take care of your body. Then you contemplate. When your body is taken care of, then your mind is able to expand. Then your mind can expand to curiosity. You can access theta brainwaves. You can touch into the unseen realms. And then you make choices, meaning you do things differently through action. Nothing changes in life until you take action in the physical realm. You need to respond to what Creator brings forward. You need to respond to what you meet in your life. And that then changes your timelines. It shifts you from being in shadow frequency into gift frequency, from going down one pathway to another. So join me on March 23rd. We're for 3 days. We are doing, there's going to be replays available, but we're going to be practicing this, how you move from the shadow to the gift in very practical ways, practical magic. Thank you so much for watching.